To understand the most widespread and successful predator of the late Jurassic period, approximately 155 to 145 million years ago, one must look beyond popular culture and delve into the fossil record. This iconic name from the Morrison Formation represents the most common carnivore of its era. Allosaurus is considered an apex predator at the top of its ecosystem. While its average length was 8.5 meters, some species are known to have reached up to 9.7 meters. This animal's success lies not only in its size, but also in the diversity of its evolutionary adaptations. The discovery of Allosaurus is intertwined with the Bone Wars, one of the most chaotic periods in the history of paleontology. The species was named by Othniel Charles Marsh, who described it in 1877 based on fragmented fossils found in Colorado. The name Allosaurus derives from the Greek for different lizard, reflecting the distinctiveness of its vertebrae compared to other dinosaurs known at the time. However, the fierce rivalry between Marsh and his rival, Edward Drinker Cope, led to taxonomic confusion. In fact, bones belonging to Allosaurus were classified under different names such as Creosaurus, Labrosaurus, and Epenterius. Even the genus Antrodemus, described by Joseph Leidy in the 1870s, was long used synonymously with Allosaurus, but it was later decided to retain the name Allosaurus. Current paleontological studies recognize 3 valid species within the Allosaurus genus: Allosaurus fragilis, Allosaurus jimitsani, and Allosaurus europaeus. Allosaurus fragilis. This is the most common species and is typically found in the upper layers of the Morrison Formation. The skull is deeper and more robust, and the jugal bones curve downward at the back. Allosaurus jimitsani. Officially described in 2020, this species is older than a fragilis. Its distinguishing features include a flatter zygomatic bone and a prominent nasolacrimal nose-tier duct ridge on the snout. Allosaurus europaeus. Discovered in Portugal, this species is the strongest evidence of a land bridge connecting North America and Europe during the Jurassic period. Some controversial specimens, such as Saurophaganax from Oklahoma, which could reach 12 meters in length, are still considered by some experts to be a giant species of Allosaurus. The feeding biomechanics of Allosaurus have been at the center of a long-standing debate in the paleontological community. The once popular axe jaw hypothesis suggested that Allosaurus had low biting force, approximately 800 to 3,600 newtons. According to this theory, the predator would open its mouth up to 92 degrees and strike its prey with its upper jaw like an axe. However, engineering analyses conducted by Eric Snively and his team in 2013 have largely undermined this view. Computer simulations have shown that Allosaurus used its head not like an axe, but like a falcon. The structure of its neck muscles is optimized to allow the predator to drive its teeth into its prey and then pull back with its entire body to tear off flesh. Furthermore, new research has revealed that the biting force could be higher than previously thought, around 8,000 newtons, which translates to a bite even stronger than that of modern crocodiles. The ecosystem in which Allosaurus lived was teeming with massive sauropods. The fossil record clearly shows bite marks on the bones of giants like Diplodocus, Apatosaurus, and Camarasaurus. However, there are 2 main theories regarding how it overpowered these giants. Scavenging. Some scientists argue that rather than killing its prey, Allosaurus would tear large chunks of meat from the massive sauropods and flee, a method resembling that of modern cookie-cutter sharks. Active combat. Physical evidence suggests a direct confrontation between Allosaurus and Stegosaurus. A hole in an Allosaurus vertebra caused by a Stegosaurus tail spike and a bite mark from an Allosaurus on a Stegosaurus plate have been found. The most concrete data on the life cycle of Allosaurus comes from the fossil known as Big Al. Discovered in 1991, this subadult, young adult individual had not yet reached full size at the time of its death. A total of 19 distinct injury and infection marks were identified on Big Al's skeleton. In particular, the severe osteomyelitis, bone infection in its right leg, must have made it impossible for the animal to walk or hunt. These pathologies indicate that Allosaurus led an extremely dangerous and active life, sustaining serious injuries during hunts or in fights with members of their own species. The Cleveland Lloyd dinosaur beds in Utah are one of paleontology's greatest mysteries. 67% of the thousands of bones found here belong to Allosaurus. Why did so many predators die in the same place? The predator trap. It is believed that a sauropod that became stuck in a swamp attracted all the surrounding Allosaurus, and the predators also became trapped in the swamp. The drought theory. It is suggested that the area served as the last water source during a drought, and the animals died from dehydration or water contamination. Even more shocking are the bite marks found on the Allosaurus bones here. When combined with findings from Wyoming, this evidence proves that Allosaurus turned to cannibalism, eating their own kind during hard times. The social structure of Allosaurus remains a subject of debate. Some scientists view the accumulation at Cleveland Lloyd and the survival of injured individuals like Big Al as evidence of a form of social cooperation or group hunting. However, the opposing view argues that the structure of dinosaur brains and the behavior of modern reptiles, crocodiles, Komodo dragons, did not allow for this level of cooperation. According to this view, Allosaurus were extremely aggressive toward one another when they gathered and only came together side by side out of necessity to feed on the same carcass. Scientifically, these two giants never encountered each other. There is a time gap of approximately 80 million years between them. However, our biomechanical comparison illustrates how evolution progressed. Mass. Allosaurus weighed about 2 tons, while T-Rex weighed 8 to 9 tons. Vision. The T-Rex's eyes face forward and it has advanced stereoscopic vision. The Allosaurus's field of vision, however, is more lateral and limited. Weapons. Allosaurus's greatest assets are its massive thumb claws, measuring 15 to 20 centimeters, and its speed. T-Rex, on the other hand, has built its entire strategy around bone-crushing bite force. In conclusion, Allosaurus is a perfected, lightweight, yet agile and deadly predator of its time. Allosaurus is not merely a supporting character of the Jurassic period, but an evolutionary success story. With its complex skull mechanics, resilience against harsh living conditions, and dominance spanning millions of years, it is truly the lion of the Jurassic world. As studies of the fossil record continue, the mysteries of this unusual lizard will continue to be unraveled.